Good morning. We're here with Charlie O'Hara to answer your legal questions, and I know that we've already got one person just ready to ask you their questions. Okay. So, caller, you can go ahead and ask Charlie.
Okay. My mother has Alzheimer's, and in talking to my stepfather recently about, when is she maybe going to have to be moved out of their home, they live in their home, he said that's not his decision, that's our decision as the children, and that he was basically going to stay out of it. But if he's still alive and they're still married, how can that be our decision? Isn't he, as the husband, the one that has to do the legal things to move her?
Well, yeah, I would totally agree with that statement. I mean, I don't think he can get out of making. I mean, the problem is when people get older, decisions are real tough about what to do. They want their freedom. Some people don't. If they're married to somebody, they want to make the hard decisions because moving somebody out of the home will separate them. It'll be costly. It can have a lot of effects. But no, he's supposed to do that. Now, if he's not going to do that and you think there's harm to your mother, I guess you're going to have to step up and do something. You don't want her to get in a situation where bad things happen to her. But it's his responsibility. But if he won't do it, somebody's finally going to have to step in and do it. And it's a bad situation when that happens. I think it's bad for everybody. Getting old is not always good for all of us.
Absolutely, yeah. It's inevitable, though, right?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your call. And, we've been talking about bullying with Joe Charley all morning, who's our personal protection expert. And that was one of the first things I asked Charlie when I came in is, what happens when some of that bullying gets taken too far, or maybe some threats, or physical threats to your kids happen, and you say, maybe this isn't something I just want to talk to administrators about, but, I might want to seek some legal action here to protect my child. What can they do in those situations?
Well, when it gets bad, it can be a crime. I mean, you can't make a criminal threat. You can't say you're going to do something to somebody or hurt them or do something that really puts them in fear. That would actually be a crime. Now, the problem with bullying, a lot of times it's implied and it's friends and they're trying to make them look bad and trying to make you embarrassed. But if you start doing something that's really done to terrorize someone or to threaten harm to them and they become scared, that does become a crime, and that could be prosecuted in the court system. And people should realize that, especially when you write something down. If they write a threat down to your child or to yourself, you can take that to the police and say, look at this threat I got, and I don't feel comfortable. That's a crime.
Absolutely, and especially in the days of social media, if somebody's instant messaging or something, that can be used, against them.
People should always realize if you write something down, it's there forever. And if it's electronically written down, they can always retrieve it, as we know from the political process right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, it can be found, and so you need to be careful what you write down electronically.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Charlie.
Sure.
We appreciate it. Definitely a tough subject, but something definitely to talk about as your kiddos go back to school and embrace a new school year. So thank you so much. I think we're going to kick over to Mark to take a look at your forecast.